Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about human psychology and how to detect slowness, because I think that this just needs to be talked about. A lot of people are suffering from this illness. We're not talking about anyone that is special needs, of course. We're talking about a normal person that just obviously doesn't have intellectual maturity. And these are ways I want to tell you ways you can detect if someone is not up to par, okay? All right. Number one, they can't take accountability. When someone can't take accountability, they tend to flip things on you and make it all about them. Now that you can't compete in the real world if you have that type of problem. And usually, like, if you're dating, a woman tends to not have accountability. But this is this is a people thing. A lot of people suffer from not being able to take accountability. They hate to admit when they're wrong, right? And obviously, you can't compete in the real world because people that are of high value, right, they know how to take accountability for everything, right? There's no way in the world that they blame stuff on people, okay? Now, sometimes it's rightfully someone's fault, right? And that's where the person that's getting blamed for should take accountability, right? Usually when someone can't take accountability, they always claim that you're judging them. They always say that you're bringing up old things. They always have an excuse. And they get very pissed off when you ask them, hey, bro, or hey, may you please take accountability? They won't do it. Like, they will literally shut you away, remove you from their life because they just can't do it. It's like, especially if it's a lot of guilt, if they know you're right, they're not going to take accountability. And that's like the first thing, right? When you no one wants to deal with that. That's slow, right? Another thing is they make very impulsive decisions. That's slow. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're like, think about it. And they crash very. Once they get to a certain altitude, they just boom, crash very hard. Right? When someone makes retarded decisions, I'm sorry, I shouldn't even use that word. When someone makes dumb decisions, you can't have them around you. They think impulsively, right? They're going to just based off how they feel. And you don't want that around you because it brings you down, right? It brings you down. Like, they don't know how to handle things and do things with their brain. They only know how to do one thing. And that's basically what they're trained to do. If they're a shit talker, they've been a shit talker their whole life, they're most likely going to talk shit and fuck up things. If they're a fighter, they're most likely going to resort to fighting the person instead of just using their brain and calming down and try to think of different situations. You don't want that person around you because, trust me, bruh, they're going to bring your life down. That's slowness. Who wants slowness around them, right? Let me think of something else that I could just think of the top of my head, right? Number 3. They always asking you for help, but you can never get help for nothing. That's slow as hell, man. You're slow if you keep continuously helping them and they can't help you. You ask them for something and they have no answer for you, right? But when they need it, they expect you to help them. That's slow. They're slow. They're selfish. You don't want to be around the one that's selfish. There's different types of selfishness, just like there's different types of arrogance, right? Now, you don't want a selfish person that's literally selfish, right? Like, literally, like, won't help you, won't do shit. You don't want that around you, right? Everyone has to be some type of selfish, right? Because you got to know how to help yourself. You have to know how to when to say yes and when to say no, right? So obviously, we're not talking about the smart people. We're talking about the slow people, the ones that literally don't have your back when you need help. Like, who wants that around them, right? That's slow. Very slow. Like, it's not a smart thing to do. It's very dumb. No one wants that around them, right? And I think I'm on number 4 now. What can I think of? Like, this is all at the top of my head. I'm just saying shit that I know, right? Oh, always trying to talk to women, right? Now, this is like a friend, right? If you got a friend, all they talk about is women and who they finna, and all this, you don't want them around you because their brain is clouded. They don't have no type of, like, ulterior motives to do things good. They just worried about satisfaction. And people that worry about just satisfaction, they want things to come easy, and they expect for you to just to hand them out things, and they don't want to work. They don't want to help you do things. You don't want that person around you because it's very slow. Like, it's slow. Who wants to deal with slow people? Like, and I've been like noticing this for a lot, right? And people that guilt trip, right? Who the hell wants a guilt tripper around them? That is slow, right? What is number 5? Guilt trippers. Get those people away from you, man. Get those people away from you, because they tend to do things very bad. And when you call them out on it, they start talking about how hard things is and, you know, this and that. And there's really no reason. Now, sometimes things can be a legitimate reason to why someone's acting a certain way. But you can tell when someone's a guilt tripper. That goes with accountability. That also goes with accountability, because they can never accept things. They hate it, right? You don't want that person around you. They're slow. Slow. Think of it. And no nigga just turn out to boom. Like, you don't want that around you. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Get that person away from you, all right? Loud people, right? Now, there's different types of loud people, right? When someone's outgoing, right, they can be very fun to hang around with, but you don't want someone that's just like, that's slow, right? Like, I think I lost count on the numbers we're going, but you don't want someone around you that just, that is very, very, very slow. It's not a good thing to do. These type of people can't compete in the real world, okay? At all. Now, guys, let me know if you want more of these type of videos. Now, this is how you deal with people like this, right? Now, when a person can't take accountability, you have to instantly cut them off. There's no type of nothing. You basically, like, call them out on it, right? They're most likely going to claim that they cut you off. That's how, like, because they create their own reality. They rewrite their own reality. You may tell them the truth, and they create their own thing, and they're telling people the exact opposite. You don't want those type of people around you. You need to cut them off immediately. So what I would do is this. You just basically call them out, tell them, why can't you take accountability, whatever, and blah, 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 and then you never talk to them again. You need to get them away from you. Now, they're just slow. People that are very loud, right? They just talk. You also just need to cut them off, right? Now, you don't necessarily have to silently do it. You must say something to people like that. You just have to let them know how they are, and you cut them off. Don't even give them a chance to argue or none of that. Not worth it, right? It's very crazy to do something like that. People that always talk to women and always, you got to give them chances, right? Because, look, they're a person, right? So you tell them, like, why don't you talk about something else? And you see that the third time that they still can't do it, they can't talk about what they did good in their life, what they achieved. You must call them out on it and cut them off. Every last one of these things I said, you have to call them out on what they're doing, and you cut them off. You don't have to be a little B word, okay? You don't have to silently do it. Now, silently doing too, I'm a silent person. I like to silently cut people off, but you want them to understand and have to think. You want to psychologically affect their brain because they're slow. They can't compete in the real world. Think about it. They can't process information quick enough. They're slow. So you must psychologically break these people down. You must tell them what they did wrong, what they're doing, and you have to cut them off. There's no such thing as silently doing it. You want to make sure that you stick it to their brain. It's okay to be a dick sometimes for the right cause. And this is part 1. I don't know. This is like a rough draft. I honestly don't know what I was doing. This is just the top of my head of what I can think of. And basically, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And my hair is obviously messed up right now. Who cares? Just YouTube. Yeah.